What existed before Genesis 1 verse 1? 1. God's eternal existence. Before the beginning, only God existed, eternally, independently, and necessarily. Psalm 90 verse 2. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting you are God. John 1 verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. This implies that a God has no beginning and is outside time. Time, space, matter, and creation had a beginning. God did not. 2. The pre-creation state. This state is not nothingness in the way we typically imagine, but rather a non-created reality. It involves God's Trinitarian life in Christian theology. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit existed in perfect, eternal communion. John 17 verse 5, Jesus says, "Glorify me in your own presence with the glory that I had with you before the world existed." B. God's will and purpose. A God had the eternal plan of creation, redemption, and glorification. Ephesians 1 verse 4, He chose us in Him before the foundation of the world. Revelation 13 verse 8 speaks of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world, implying God's redemptive plan predates creation. 3. Theological interpretations of before. Because time itself begins with Genesis 1 verse 1, before is not a moment in time. Here's how different thinkers describe this. A. Augustine, 4th to 5th c. A time is part of creation. There was no before in a temporal sense. A God exists in an eternal present. B. Thomas Aquinas. A God is pure act, actus purus, with no potentiality, unchanging and timeless. A creation did not arise from necessity but from God's free will. C. Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. Speaks of Ein Sof, the infinite, existing before creation. The act of creation is a contraction, symptom, of God's presence to make space for the universe. 4. Other beings, angels. Most Christian and Jewish traditions believe angels were created before the material universe, though not before Genesis 1 verse 1, but possibly on the first day or prior to the earth's formation. Job 38 verses 4 to 7. When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy, likely referring to angels celebrating creation. This suggests angels witnessed the early stages of God's creative work. 5. Philosophical implications. Philosophers and theologians expand on this idea. Timelessness of God. A God is atemporal, not bound by past, present, or future. Time began with the first moment of creation. B. Creation ex nihilo, out of nothing. There was no pre-existing matter. The universe was not made from something else. Hebrews 11 verse 3. What is seen was not made out of things that are visible.